so much interest that's generated, and so much back and forth conversation and engagement that's happening between you and your customers. So I think that's really cool. So we all, hopefully, if you haven't been on Facebook ever, you should get onto Brett's page. It is awesome. In addition, all of his Facebook stuff, we know that he's a very talented Cutco sales rep. He's at $1.5 million in career sales. He's been around since 2013. He's the #1 new sales rep in the region that summer and a scholarship winner. So he's been successful really right from the get-go. Obviously in Hall of Fame, had a $425,000 year last year. He's definitely going to break that this year, I'm assuming, Brett, like 500 plus, I assume. This is a good one. Had a 52K SC2 push in 2019, $52,000 for SC2. And has his first home by age of 25. Or how old are you now, Brett? Did you just buy your first home?
No, I'm 27. I had been for 2 years.
All right, awesome. So smart financial guy as well. So I'm going to kick it over to Brett. He is going to talk to us about all of the, just marketing and customer engagement, social media stuff that he is doing really, really well. So take some good notes, and he's going to have a few minutes for questions at the end. So write down any questions you have too.
Awesome. Thanks a lot, Kelly. I really appreciate it. I'm happy to be here. Excited to be asked to even do something like this. And also, just as a precursor, Josh Muller had asked me to do an interview for Conversation with Champions on something like this as well. So we're going to have more time for that. So it'll be a little bit more in-depth. I know I don't have as much time today, but I'm going to go over pretty much everything I've put together for the most part on why social media is so important, some of the things that I'm doing, the do's and don'ts. I'll leave a few minutes, like I said, for Q&A, but I'm just excited to be able to share with you guys, especially for a lot of you people who are have been around a lot longer than me or sold a lot more than me, but to reach out to see something that I'm doing pretty well, which is also a lot of fun too. So Kelly, am I right to assume, since we're starting a little late, do I have till, what would be 4:10 your time?
Yeah, you could take the time you need. That's fine.
Okay, cool. So I'll do about 25 minutes or so of my talk. It's normally about like a 40-minute talk, but I'll condense some things and I'll leave some Q&A. And then, like I said, if you really want to get a little bit more in depth, I have a lot of questions to answer from Josh. He posed a great question, so it'll be a little bit more when Josh and I get that together and he sends out the audio for that.
I'll give you a 5-minute warning before the end of your talk, Brett, and then we'll do 5 minutes Q&A after that. How about that?
Sounds good. And just, can you give me permission to share my screen so that when I need to share it, I will do that?
Yep.
Thank you. All right, so let's see where we're at. So when I've done this call before, I usually break it up into 3 different parts when I did it for my mentees. The first part is like the mindset and why it's important. The second part is where it should be. And the third part is the do's and don'ts of social media marketing, specifically Facebook we're talking about for the most part. So when it comes to the mindset and why it's important is because I believe social media is the future of sales. All of us have been buying online for years, like whether it's through Amazon or just online buying since internet became more prevalent in everyday life. But if you pay attention, as obviously all of us know, ads are integrated into everything that we're looking at, especially social media. So why not make our own ads to our raving fans, specifically our customers and their family and friends? Now, I don't know if you guys have noticed this, but even a couple of years ago, I noticed I'm seeing an ad every 5 posts on Instagram. And it usually is something that's related to you or stuff you've searched. And then it was 4. Now, after every 3 posts is an ad. If you haven't noticed it, go on your Instagram, scroll down, whatever you're looking through, you'll see an ad that's either probably knife or cookware related, because that's all we do. Or if you like sports, golf related, stuff you've been searching. So why can't we be that person on Facebook or Instagram and we're not even paying for it? So social media is a way of selling and showing products without being salesy or pushy. A lot of the stuff I post isn't based on sales. It's me using it. It's me showing you how to use it. It's me doing things that aren't even cooking related with it, just to make it fun, like some of the stuff that Kelly was talking about. But it not only shows how amazing the products are, but that you, the sales rep, are actually using them. Now, an average person, and I don't have the exact numbers obviously, but an average person checks social media dozens of times in a day. Doesn't mean you're on it all day, but you get that one badge at Facebook or the one on Instagram. you probably open up and check it, which means you're opening up, checking all of your Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok. Everything that you're looking at is a chance to see ads along with obviously all your friends and family, what they're doing. So you're already posting on social media. We all, if not most of us, have Instagram, Facebook. So we already have it. And we're posting stuff that we're doing like on vacation or just a picture of you and your boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife. So you're already posting stuff. Why not have it make money for you? Another thing, screen time. For those of you who have Apple products, I'm not sure what it's called on Android if they have one, but you might be surprised / embarrassed when you realize how many hours a day you're on your phone. And that doesn't even account for when you're on your laptop or your iPad possibly. And it's broken down by apps, so you can see where you're spending most of your time. But a lot of the time it is on that social media, and that's why it's such a, I guess, a time-consuming energy drainer. But it's like, hey, I don't feel like making calls. Let me just scroll Facebook for a little bit. And then there you know, you see an ad that you like, and then you buy something. So it's just natural. So with Facebook, like I said, we're going to be talking mostly about Facebook because that's where most of our customers are. When we go back to day one training, the MACs, the MACs, they're in one place. So it creates a brand awareness and social proof when people like and comment on your creative content. So stuff that I'm making, whether it's the videos I condense to 1 minute with my video editing or whatever, but it's something that if they see something that they like, they're gonna comment most likely. They're gonna like it. They might tag a friend. It's just gonna show people why it's so great. And again, it's essentially free. To have a private Facebook group, which I was contemplating doing, but once quarantine hit, I was like, you know what? It seems like a really good idea because I was doing it mostly on my personal page since February of 2019. So I've been doing social media marketing consistently for a year and a half. But since I've been with Cutco, obviously there would be a post here and there about like where my booth's at, a couple products, but consistently creating my own content and putting stuff out there, that's been a year and a half, specifically the last 2 to 3 months in my private Facebook group, Kramer Kitchen. So when it comes to our marketing, our normal marketing, we send out monthly content emails and texts and calls, and which are all awesome. Like if we don't have those, like we're not getting in touch with our customers at all. But when you have social media and you add that as another layer, we could be in front of a customer 3 to 7 times a week or more, like depending on how much you post. Like Dow would post 1 million times and he has a lot of new ideas, posts a lot of sales. With me, as I'll get into it in my later part of my do's and don'ts, I typically post like 4 to 5 times a week. But the reason you could be in front of your customers so much, like emails could bounce, text you don't want to do too much. So we love those types of communication, but just by posting the things you're doing, the things that you're using, making it fun, making it interactive, it's really a whole nother level. And with somebody as easy as their friend, a customer tagging a friend, it's just so much more natural than somebody forwarding your email, at least in my opinion. So the last bullet point I have on why it's important, like the mindset stuff, is that customer relationships is the biggest part of social media. What's the reason that we have social media? It's just keep in touch with our family and our friends. So a lot of our customers do become our friends. So they want to know what you're doing. They want to check up on you. They want to help you with their goals. And for somebody you might only see once or twice a year, they feel like they actually know you on a much more personal level because of your posts. And maybe somebody who only bought from you once and maybe would have never bought again because they bought the complete set. Maybe you sold them in the beginning of your career and you didn't mention cookware or flatware, but all of a sudden you post these pictures and videos of your customers buying that stuff and they're like, oh my God, I didn't know. I would have bought that if I knew it. And it didn't come from a sale, it just came from you posting on your own page, letting them know what's going on. So the second part is where you should be. Now, Facebook is the #1 place you should be working on your social media brand because it's where most of our customers are, like I mentioned. Now, if you've ever been posting on your personal page, that's awesome because you will get those stragglers. We've always added to our initial names and numbers list. And if you haven't over the past few years, that's just crazy. because I'm 27. I know a lot of you guys are in your 20s and 30s. We're the age that people are buying apartments and buying houses. We should be having our friends and former classmates, college friends buying Cutco early because they're going to be happier in the long run. And I made a post like that, and I had somebody I played basketball with buy a homemaker. I had somebody who I went to high school with who I never thought would bought a homemaker. I had somebody buy a 5-piece set who always saw my posts, and she realized that, you know what, my knives suck. I should use some Cutco. And that was a Zoom appointment over during quarantine. So it's always still important to not neglect your personal page, but by having that private page, it creates a niche for your customers and for their family and friends to see that stuff consistently. The private group is the game changer. Now, I was hesitant, but when I talked to Dowd about it, I mean, it just made sense after just like a couple sentences of like why it makes sense. So for the same reasons I was mentioning, people will get notifications. People will see it. The more stuff they like, the more times they'll come up on your Facebook because of the algorithms that Facebook has. It creates a community of people that have all at least one thing in common, and that's you. That's your friends, your family, your customers, and even some leads. Now, Instagram is pretty good. I don't do it as much. I post on my Instagram if I have like a really good one or one that I feel like I really like. But it's more for the younger generation where it's like not those 40, 50, 60-year-olds that we're typically selling to on a regular basis. And TikTok, I downloaded because just all of a sudden it's a black hole of craziness, but it's not good. It's not good for us. It's good for views. I wouldn't say it's great for sales or long-term growth, especially since you see all the news of it maybe getting taken down in general. And Twitter, again, not a great source, not recommended because of character limit. More just for me personally, I use it for sports and like comedy type stuff. So I don't believe that is a great marketing material for us currently. But the last point for where you should be in general is, in caps I wrote, in front of the customer. That's the most important part. Whether it's just a picture of you and your spouse, you doing a cooking tutorial or a cutting tutorial, showcase new products, letting them know there's a sale's going on, just by being in front of the customer is the most important part. And what you should be doing, as I'm going to be getting to the next section, is don't just have the page, utilize it. There's plenty of people that maybe even during quarantine made a page or said they were going to start social media marketing more, and they just didn't, because they didn't come up with material. They didn't come up with anything that would be kind of like or comment worthy. And the reason why I make a lot of my own content is because it will get a lot more reactions than if you post, just check out this link. It doesn't get much of a reaction compared to stuff that you're doing with on your own. Now, for personal do's and don'ts, I'm going to go over the do's first and the don'ts second. Now, like I said, I've been doing this for a year and a half, so I don't know all the do's, I don't know all the don'ts, not perfect yet, but these are things that I've learned in the past year and a half, things that I believe are very important to either take note of or keep in mind as you are doing more of your social media marketing. Now, even before I get into this part, the one thing is that we all know that kind of has to be reiterated as I'm giving a social media talk. You can't just screenshots, Cutco stuff and use it as your own. You have to either share it or give them credit, but that's like right off the bat. That's another reason why I make a lot of my own content, because I know it won't get taken down. I know it won't get flagged or anything unless it's Blue Cutco. But other than that, you should be, you'll have a lot less problems if you create your own stuff. So for do's, I'll go down my my bullet points of my do's. So hold drawings regularly. A lot of us do that or have been doing that, but if you're not, that's what you should be doing. Yes, people like Cutco and my customers like me, but at the end of the day, everyone loves free Cutco. Everyone's free products, free gifts, or at least a chance to win free Cutco. So you want to give people a reason to want to join. And when I sent out my text, which actually I didn't even have this in the talk, this is a great reminder for me to let you guys know, if you are going to be building your social media brand or making a Facebook group, when I sent out a text to my customers about it, let them know that I have the group. I had a few hundred in already. I added over 200 people in the text, but what I did in the text, not only did I let them know I was going to be giving out free stuff, but I mentioned how much I've given out already since last year, and the number was over $4,000 worth of Cutco. So it gives them the incentive to join, to want to be there. The cooking videos, the cutting videos, it gives them extra incentive to want to be there, to invite their family, and to invite their friends. So make sure you're doing those drawings. 2, I've went over this, make creative content. Nobody likes boring, monotone videos of you doing something not that impressive. If you cut an apple, great. Most people know how to cut an apple. So either add something to it, make it interesting, make it fun, because at the end of the day, you have a lot more chance of going viral by doing a trick shot video like I did with the cookware that a lot of you probably saw than showing how to cut a banana or an onion. Next one, if you don't cook, learn. It's way better when we use the products ourselves to show them off because it shows that we believe in Cutco ourselves. Now, I was never the biggest cook, but I went away to college, so I had a kitchen junior and senior year where I learned to do some more stuff. My mom's a great cook, but now I'll either think of other things to like put together myself or do whatever. But the main thing is you don't have to be a gourmet chef. You just have to show that you can cook and show how easy it is with Cutco, whether it's the knives, the cookware, showing off the flatware next to the plate after you put your food on there, the accessories. And I have different, show you, you might not be able to see it that well, but let me pull it up. So I have this app, it's called My Picks. If you look at my screen right here, it's next to my regular photos app. So it's called My Picks. And I have different categories in there for everything. So I know where if I'm pulling up with a customer, whether it's at an event or an in-home demo, I have knives, cookware, flatware, gadgets, cooking, realtor, red, pink, and purple stuff, wellness mats. These all have different sections right here. So I don't have to scroll through my personal camera phone. So they see like random pictures they don't have to see, whatever it might be. But this is all Cutco related, and I know exactly where to find it. Like if I'm looking for that time I made those buffalo meatballs, I'm clicking cooking and then going to that one right there. So it's easy and it's all right in one place. And then all the videos that I've posted on Facebook, I think I'm 1 or 2 behind, but the videos I've posted on Facebook, I've made on my YouTube page too. Now I'm not trying to get 1 million subscribers on YouTube. That's not really what I'm trying to do right now, because I know a lot of our customers aren't there. But it is one place that I could put all my videos for my customers to see if they missed anything. And when I send out another text later in the year for more people to join my group, I could also post that YouTube link saying, here's a lot of the stuff I've posted so far. Next, try to bring as much value to your group or personal Facebook as possible. The more value you bring, the more your customers will be inclined to buy. The same thing that we always say, service first, sales second. Make sure you're letting customers know that you're not just trying to sell them something every day. Now, when you're making the videos, like I said, it doesn't always have to be cooking related. Just like my trick shop videos, I did with the cookware, I did with the butcher knife, some other things. Showcase the products in a fun way that creates likes, comments, and engagement. And then I know we're in the private group, but there might be a way to share it so that people, I'd have to double check. I'm not sure if it is, but so that people can share the stuff so that other people see it as well if they're not in the group. One of the things that Kelly also mentioned, if you have significant others, families, pets, put them in your videos and pictures. Like I put that in caps, put them in it. Make sure it's not just you if you could help it. People love family, and it's more than just seeing you every time. Like you see Mike Dowd, all the kids, Michelle Davrin, like whenever she puts out a sales or her sign-off picture, it's like her and her kids. People love other family people, and they love helping out and helping goals and stuff like that. But since I don't have kids, obviously I have a cute girlfriend and I have a cool cat. Like, so they're in it. So Sarah, you can tell sometimes she doesn't even want to be in it, but she's there. But even as I go to my page real quick, because I'll share it. Let me try to find it where it's at. Let me share. So for pictures that I've shared so far, this one right here that I'm going to share, this picture of Sarah, this is, she doesn't cook. So she made a spinach pie, gave her a shout out. Everybody's like, congratulations. Oh, we love you. It's the best. Awesome. All that, whatever. This is when I only had about 500 people in the group and 109 people liked it and 13 commented. That's a ridiculous amount of engagement for any type of group to have over 20% like, let alone see. I'm not as cute as her, so I won't get as many likes. So you do something like that, like I said, it'll put the engagement up at a higher level, which is something that you want. Some of these other pictures, I did Santoku versus traditional, see what people like, because you asked them to comment on it. When I got a new barbecue, put a nice picture of the barbecue tools. My 7-year anniversary, I did a huge thing on the patio of the cutting boards and steak knives. This is supposed to be taken down, so don't look at that. The hamburger pie, like Pink Cutco. Some of my customers posted this thing right here using their boning knife. So customers are allowed to post in there too, but make sure you have the your settings so that you could check to see if you want to post it first. Like have the admin be able to check it so that people just can't be posting random stuff in there. Whenever I do a drawing, this was in June when I did all 10 giveaways, showing what they won, the name of the drawing ticket, tag them in it, and all that as well. Cool thing that a lot of people liked. I painted the black block, which I did a while ago, but red, white, and then blue for 4th of July. I made this own thing, guys. Feel free to screenshot this and use it if you'd like. It's a cheat sheet showing where the knives specifically go in the Ultimate according to Cutco. But a lot of people were commenting on it, saying they like it, like because it makes it so much easier for them. They don't have to go on Cutco.com, go to the block, go to the description, and see that huge list of all those different knives. And then I personally made this the other day. And so Mike Dow would ask if you could share this. Then I think Adam Conroy shared it. You could use my stuff, just ask me, no problem. I have no problem with you guys sharing it. Just ask, because I'm creating it, get credit where credit's due, but just posting cool things that people will like. And then obviously in my videos over here, here's all my free drawing ones, buffalo meatballs, the set in Breaking Bad, some London broil, here's Zoom, I made sushi. So just like examples of things that you could do with your own kind of page, stuff like that. Now, do things on Facebook Live. It's more fun, and customers like being interactive when you're on. You'll see people say hi, put a waving emoji. So do drawings live so people know it's real as well. So you're not faking who won.
5 minutes, Brett.
Yep, thank you. Keep track of who's in your group in an Excel sheet, customers and referrals. Wait, is that 5 minutes total or 5 minutes?
You can talk for 5 more minutes and then we'll do a couple minutes.
Okay, cool. Helps keep track of who's in your group. Now I'll show you this. You guys are probably gonna think I'm crazy, but I'm very, very organized. So I'll show you what mine looks like. And I start from the beginning. If you don't do this from the beginning, you will screw yourself. You don't have to do it, but I do it. So over here, this is a list of all the members in my Kramer kitchen except for Cutco reps. Ones in black are my customers, orange are leads. If they have parentheses, that's the person that added that person to the group. If they're in blue, they won a drawing. This is the Cutco I've given away, why I gave it away, how much it's worth for the group alone. Down here was my personal Facebook, over here before I even started. And over here is the people how many people each person has referred so far to has joined the group. So I keep track of a lot of things so that I know who's winning my drawings, who's added who, and all that, so that mine is like in pristine condition. If I tried doing this right now when I have almost 1,000 members, that would have been miserable. But since I started from the beginning, that's why it's really important. I mean, really helpful for what I've been able to do with it. Post during the week. Most engagement is during the week and like around afternoon time. That's where you get the highest level engagement. I looked that up earlier this year and there was like a chart for it, but just typically what you'd want to think is during the week in the afternoon. Get people excited about inviting their family and friends by having those extra drawings, like I said. And lastly, for the do's, have fun. I'm not an actor. Most of us aren't actors. I'm not even too enthusiastic in general. When it comes to my page that can make me a lot of money, we suck it up, post some things, have some fun. It'll be great. So I'll use these last 3 to 4 minutes for some don'ts, and then we'll do some a Q&A. Don't post every day, at least in my opinion. I wouldn't want to see Origami Owl or Pampered Chef or stuff like that every single day if I'm in a part of a group. That's when I feel people will start to ignore your posts. Don't post boring content. If you yourself think it might not be a great post, then it probably isn't, and you don't want to waste a post on low quality content. Don't post on weekends unless it's a holiday you want to acknowledge, or if something important is going on, like a push. Like I posted on the Saturday because it was 4th of July this year on the Saturday, so I did. This is a huge major don't that most of you probably know already, but don't post anything political. There's no need for it in your private Cutco group. You know nothing really good comes from that, especially if you have 1,000 people in a group. There's bound to be opposing views. There's no need to do any of that, at least in my opinion. Don't offer sales and specials every week. Obviously, you're not going to do it every week, but the more sales and specials you promote, the less special they become, even if it's only for the specific people in your group. Don't be stingy. Don't just give away the promo paring knives. Splurge a little bit. I know it sucks right now because we don't have 1/3, but I'm sure you have some other Cutco laying around that you could get some good use out of. Let me see. Make people want to interact and get excited. Where's that? So make people want to interact and get excited. That is why you post. So why you give away the extra stuff that's not just the promo paring, trimmer, and spatula spreader. Now, what I just did for my month of growth, when I had my customers invite their family and friends, it was the Santoku trimmer, Santoku paring knife, wine opener, and peeler. And that customer who specifically won had a signature set, but you know what she didn't have? All 5 of those pieces. And she invited almost 100 people to the group. So she had the highest odds, she won it, she deserved it, and she got things that she didn't even have, which just made it even more fun for her. And then last, for some don'ts, don't argue on any post if something comes up. Like I say, somebody needed sharpening, you didn't come out and do the sharpening, whatever it might be. Acknowledge it in the post so that the people in the group know that you're taking care of it, but then bring it to a phone call or a Facebook message. So I'll finish off with like this last little thing that like kind of just to tie it all up, to finish it all up. We are lucky enough to be able to work almost completely from home if need be. And we found that out the last 5-6 months. So make it worth your while, be seen. If you've been thinking about upping your social media game, stop waiting. It's just like Cutco, the sooner you bite the bullet, the happier you'll be in the long run. Because it is a game changer and social media is only get bigger year after year after year. So you should just be doing it by now. So that's what I got for you guys. I'll take the extra, however long Kelly has for some Q&A. And then, like I said, I have a good amount of in-depth questions I have to answer for Josh, and I can't wait to do that. We're going to put that together next week also.
Nice. Guys, everybody, round of applause for Brett. Give it up. Nice, nice, nice. Absolutely love it. I love the creativity. I love the just do something. Like we all sit and we're like, what should we post? Anything. Post your cat, put some cutting boards in a number 7 in your driveway, whatever. Just like make it up. People are going to like it. Give stuff away. Just be active, put stuff out there. It doesn't even matter. But I love that the message is like, do something, but then you're so strategic about what you're doing. Hey, I want to get more people. We're doing a big month of growth. Hey, add more people to the group. I think that's so smart. Give away cool products, not just the same ones over and over again. I love the strategy. I love the creativity. I love all of the hard work. So, and that's also, I love you talking about like, oh yeah, people our age that we went to high school with, like they're good customers. You should be selling to them too. Cause I still think of us all as kids and I'm always like, oh yeah, all my friends are like married and have children and own homes. Like they're great clients. They need good knives too. They're not high school kids anymore, even though we think of them that way. So that's a good reminder too. All right, guys, we're going to open up here just for a couple questions before we move on to our next speaker. So once again, he said that he is going to be doing a deeper dive with Josh in the next couple weeks. But are there any burning questions somebody just needs right now? We got a couple minutes.
I was going to ask, just like, whenever you're tracking the information of the members in your group, like what are the key things that you're like tracking? Because I know you said you have like, these are my current customers, these are people that have added.
Yeah. So Josh asked me to share like the info on that, and I will, but I'll share my screen again to show you, because I went through it a little bit quick because I know I was short on time a little bit. But let me see where it is. So I did this from the beginning, like I said, because you want to make sure, otherwise you just won't be able to keep track. So black writing over here, here's my legend. They're my customers. Orange are non-customers, like people that were invited to the group, whether it was a family or a friend. People who won are in blue. And then if somebody is blue but with the orange background, that means they're a non-customer winner, which means they could eventually be a customer, because when I ask for their info, I ask for their address, email, and phone number so they go into my CRM, so that I have them literally as an extra lead as if I met them at an event. Only now they have a Cutco knife, which is really great, so they'll eventually probably want to buy more. This over here is the date I gave away Cutco, who won it, what they won, why I was giving it away, and the retail value of it. So this is when I just started in the group from June, when I started doing the giveaways in this group, and I've given away about $2,000. Down here was when I was doing it still on my personal Facebook from this year and last year, but the total value altogether of Cutco I've given away since I started Facebook marketing is over 6,100. And these are all the people that have added and people who have accepted to the group. And then just a quick little note over here, what I had done, like I said, if they're in parentheses, this is the person, my customer, that referred that person. So if they win a drawing, I can say this person was referred by that person. You owe them a drink or whatever, because you just won a $100 knife. But at least I know who's who. So it makes me look a little bit more like I know things, even though I have a good memory, because everything's live when I do the drawings. But that's the gist of the tracker, just to have one. You don't necessarily need one, but I think it's important to have one, as of trackers with everything and hot lists with everything.
Okay, awesome. Thank you so much.
Yep.
Marissa?
Yeah, I was gonna say, have you tracked kind of how much that page has generated for you as far as CPO?
I have,
approximate.
So I have not. It's something I should obviously start. Because like I said, the page itself only started about 2 months ago. I have almost 1,000 members, which is great because about half of them are my actual customers. But even just during the push, one of my customers who I was trying to close for a year on an upgrade, who I met at a home show, texted me every time there was a sale, didn't close, but he finally closed on a homemaker upgrade. Then he won one of my drawings, and then he texted me saying he has a guy who's interested in knives, and I sold a signature set. So, and that guy also added 10 people to the group. And another guy who won a drawing, who didn't buy from me, who was a lead, bought a signature builder and also added 80 people to the group. So these are just things that you could see. And like I said, I have that tracked. So that stuff I have tracked. These are things you could see that just snowball effect into whether it's making your group bigger, making your CPO higher, and making you more money.
That's awesome.